I don't consider it suffering.
It is suffering.
I consider it the reality of what we are in Nigeria.
You don't think that Nigerians are suffering as a result
Nigerians
of
would
the policy?
suffer, but that policy is the reality of what we are. We'll be living in a pipe dream, thinking that it makes sense for us to have fuel at a certain price, which is not the actual cost.
Yeah.
So we have been subsidizing other countries. We have seen that the so-called volume of consumption has tremendously dropped.
Well, how is that the fault of the masses?
No, the fault of them is not about it's not about fault. It's about understanding the reality. Your country produces this and buys this as so amount. So you need to know that is the reality. Your government cannot continue subsidizing, claiming to be subsidizing you when it's actually not subsidizing you. So the perception that you're being subsidized is actually even wrong.
They were subsidizing the masses.
Yeah, no. So that is
because
why
if you were buying fuel
so that is why. So that is why
different from
the
at
government.
585.
Absolutely, that's why the government is providing mitigants. So the issue of the subsidy,
where are they?
The mitigants would come. So it's more like, when would Economic Council sit and bring it up? But the fact that that differential in cost of petroleum products for Nigerians this is the reality of petroleum product for us. So we need to accept it for what it is and look at the mitigants. At what point will the mitigants be available to Nigerians? That is what we should focus on, that the timing, and see how effective it is.
If it turns out that the majority of Nigerians will not be able to cope because there are 130 million poor people, multi-dimensional poor people already. Will not be
Many
can't just afford it.
Well,
what will be your advice
so the issue
when
is not
you
about
go into cabinet?
Many cannot afford it. There are many things many people cannot afford. So people cannot afford to have 5 cars. People cannot afford to have 3 cars.
I'm not talking about those who
I'm saying that
who
people
have
cannot
cars.
Randomly get 1 million and buy a Golf and just be going on the road.
So I'm not talking about such people.
So that would cascade down to the people you're talking about. A lady selling akara, the price of akara would go up. Yes. So but what I mean is that cost that the lady that is selling akara has an attendant, so she would also sell her akara at a higher rate.
It sounds to me like your message would be that you just have to learn to cope.
No. The mitigants will be provided. Learn to cope is the reality. We would learn to cope, and mitigants will be provided through the National Economic Council. So, but the idea that some people are going to suffer, so we keep the subsidy, no. Subsidy has to go.
But there's already...
And then the mitigants need to be done in a timely manner so that it's brought down effectively. But what is the volume of mitigants that would cover a space of 200 million people? We have to face that reality to realize that how much can that mitigant create a buffer? There would be a buffer to the poorest of the poor. We've done, in the last 8 years, worked on social investment scheme. We have a database of the poorest of the poor, quote unquote, that was done. Who are those poorest of the poor? The volume, is it a drop in an ocean? Considering the volume of the poor people we have, what we're doing, is it a drop in the ocean? How effective is this conditional cash transfer? Is this what would eventually provide the succor needed? Do we keep giving people 5,000 naira? This X number people that have been developed by a database that we don't know how it was brought about. So these are the things that need to be done. But by and large, at the end of the day, is that people would have to cope. Everybody is going to have to adjust, including the people with the 10 convoys.
How is the government coping?
So the people with 10 convoys will convey, and the people will
into all this.
Speaking about adjustments, because I mean,
so when you ask about what is that, when it is, what is that, what the government is going to do something. When will it roll it out? That is the question.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Well, that's Nahono. The Nigerian Bar Association section on Public Interest and Development Law, NBA SPDEL, has called on President Bola Tinubu to immediately put measures in place to cushion the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy, saying Nigerians are suffering. Chairman of the section, Monday Hubani, made the call while speaking at a briefing in Lagos. He faulted the process of removing subsidy on fuel by the president, adding that Nigerians are groaning in pain and hardship. We note that though the majority of Nigerians do not understand the huge scam that subsidy represents in the oil sector, the process and procedure for the removal were faulty. This has occasioned severe consequences and taken a toll on the hapless citizens who are always the victims of such government policies that are not well thought out. The president must be told in clear terms that Nigerians are groaning in pain, especially with the sudden removal of the fuel subsidy. Salary increase for civil servants, whose population is infinitesimal compared to millions that are outside government employment, will not be enough to solve the present crisis. More drastic and well-thought-out economic packages should be put in place to cushion the harsh effects of the new policy. Again, Mr. President must seek wisdom and the right kind of advice to navigate the present impasse the country has found itself, Ubani said. He, however, commended the president over his decision to remove the central bank governor, Godwin Emefiele, and called for an in-depth investigation of the Apex Bank chief. He also called for the probe of the aviation ministry. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.